Hey, this is former WWE superstar and ECW original, The Blue Meanie. And you're watching the Tell Us About Yourself show on Foxworthy 257. Now, if you're looking to watch a show about people who play the Super Show wrestling card and dice game, I highly recommend it. The Blue Meanie told you! The Blue Meanie sent you to watch Foxworthy 257, or else I'll come get you.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself, only on Foxworthy 257 Twitch channel.
Hi guys, I'm Session Martina, and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself on Foxworthy 257 on Twitch. I'm going to get some cans. Are you going to get cans and watch with me?
Well, hello folks. We are live with Tell Us About Yourself with my guest host for tonight, Paul Trejo, and our guest, the notorious J.E.F.F., Shady Jeff.
What up?
How are you, gentlemen, and I guess I have to use that loosely today, doing today?
Pretty good, mate.
All right.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So, Evil Ed's firing out with his first question, which is a switch from normal, because usually this is his second question, but sheep or fox?
Is that directed towards me?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not directed towards the host, because, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, sheep or fox?
Well, I definitely have to go with fox.
Yeah, and that is,
Easily.
in my opinion. And then,
No brainer.
his next question is weird, because it's pickle or pickle. Usually it's pickle or cheese, but today it's pickle or pickle, so.
God. I happen to be a dill fan myself, so we'll go with that, dill.
That is a big deal. All right, so let's, we have a lot of newer players in Super Show that started after you took your hiatus for a little bit. So why don't we get into
you're
how
one of
I am.
them.
I had only heard about you when I first started. Because again, locally you were more of a mention. But so how did you get into Super Show?
So I originally played Magic over at AU Homes, or Alternate Universe, the home section. And my buddy JVD, he introduced me to the game. I'm just like, yo, man, I'm just a Magic player. He's like, dude, but it's wrestling. It's a wrestling card game. I'm like, all right, well, since it's pro wrestling and all, and you know, I have experience and all, let me give it a shot. So he gave me this Ricochet deck, and I go 0-5 in my first tournament. Now, granted, I knew nothing about the game whatsoever. Nothing at all. I knew nothing about leads, follow-ups, finishes, dice roll. I knew absolutely nothing. So after I went 0-5, I'm just like, you know what? The hell with this. Never, ever again am I going to go 0-5 in a tournament. So I decided to learn the game myself. Picked up my first competitor, ZSJ. From ZSJ, I go to Ariel Lipstick, and the rest is history.
And there we go.
Yeah. Evil Ed would like to know, who would you like to play in person in SRG games?
Who would I like to play in person?
Yep. Who you haven't played, I imagine.
Anybody at all?
Yeah.
Anybody? I want to face Mark Perry in person in Vegas just to shut him
Mark
up.
F. and Perry.
You know what? I don't think there's anything you could do to shut up Mark Perry, but you know.
Duct tape on a pole match. There we go.
He keeps running his mouth, so
yeah.
Maybe when I go there and beat him on camera, he'll think twice about running his mouth about me.
Yeah, probably not. He seems to enjoy that a lot. He is one of the more notorious trolls in the L.F.F.
I mean, that's fine, because when push comes to shove and all, my win record against him is sky high.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Candyman asking Candyman or Candyman Dan.
Which one do you prefer?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's do Dan first.
Candyman Dan more than Candyman?
Yeah, it's basically which one do you like better? Yeah,
Wait, which one do I like better? Oh,
yeah,
Candyman, of course.
yeah,
The hell
Okay,
with
there
that.
we go.
Candyman.
yeah. That was like a
Candyman,
layup, and I'm
absolutely.
like, oh no, this could have went
No,
bad.
I thought you were asking me, like, which question do I want to hear from first? Is Candyman Dan or Candyman?
No, no, that's the
Yeah.
question.
So,
She just likes to know if people like her better than her husband. And
her, hands down her.
sadly, most people go with her husband. It's really weird.
That's a shame.
Yeah. All right. So, Buddy Building is saying, "Sup, Jeff Reilly? It's him, Gorgito or Jorgito. I don't speak Spanish.
Gordito.
International cool. Okay, then why does it say Buddy Building Friends
Hey.
1987? Yeah. So, all right. So, how was it winning the world title off the very famous opponent you played?
I'll tell you right now. See, going into that match, not too many people know this, but I'm going to be one of the first people to tell you. Going into that match, before it happened, I was actually on my way home. I was walking some of my friends home and all. One of my friends actually stopped me and they were like, dude, with all due respect, you're not beating Sammy Callahan. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And they were like, do you want to know why? I was like, you have your reason. He was like, it's Sammy Callahan. You don't have a shot. I was like, all right, cool. And again, rest is history. I don't get flustered like other players do. When anybody hears that and all, they get that doubt in their mind, just like, damn, well, my friends are doubting me about beating them. What the hell am I going to do against them, you know? Fact is, I don't get flustered like that. I go in there and I get the job done every single time one can. In person, by the way. Not this online garbage. In person.
All right. Yeah. I mean, well, it had to be good because you have ties with professional wrestling, correct? You were a referee.
Yeah, back a few years ago, I refed and all before I got hurt.
Yeah.
That still bothers me through this day. I was actually training to get back in the ring to have a match with a buddy of mine, and I took 2 bumps. The first one, it was a spine buster that I miscued. I thought we were going to go down, so when I go down, the back of my head hits right off the mat.
Oh.
And I thought that I was okay, so I'm in there. I come off the ropes and take a straight, back bump and all, and I was slow to get up, and the rest is pretty painful.
Meh. Well, that's never fun.
No, I
Get
still
injured.
haven't fully recovered from that concussion either. I still have a hard time balancing on one foot, and sometimes it's hard for my eyes to adjust as well. So I still have the effects, and this is almost, I don't know, like a good 5-6 years since that's happened.
Yeah, you got the good old Kevin Cobb there with the
Yeah,
concussion hits.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not. Ooh. Yeah, and that's why. Well, that's one of the reasons why they went away from direct chair shots to people in the head too in wrestling. But even when they try to protect you, there's always that risk that
Right.
people always say. All the haters of wrestling always talking about how it's fake, but not really fake when you get a concussion that lasts for years.
And speaking of the haters,
Yeah.
Okay.
Candyman is going to ask you, how do you handle the haters?
How do I?
Mhm.
I mean, I just show up, at their front door and play them. And then, once I run them over at crowd meter 0 or at the most 1 or 2, what more can they say? If you don't believe me, ask Leo the Lawman. He was running his mouth. I show up in Kentucky for a plaid Saturday. I sit down. I'm using ZSJ. He's using Lady Bob, crowd meter 0. Wipe the floor with him. Ask Eddie Fury. He ran his mouth. I show up in Vegas. What happens to him? He gets rolled over. Stephen Hines, same deal. Go up to Pittsburgh, beat him 2-0 in Pittsburgh on his home turf. That's how I handle the haters. The list goes on and on. I show up, I dominate, and that's the end of it. This is the last you're going to see of me until you run your mouth again. See, other people, they have what I like to call a small wallet, where all they're worried about is buying cards or stuff like that. Me, I have an endless supply of money to my disposal. So you run your mouth, I show up. That's that.
There we go.
All right. Are you showing anywhere for this convention season?
Yeah, I'm going to PAX.
Just
And I got
PAX.
there we
something
go.
huge for PAX.
So skipping the Gen Con Origins big ones and just going to the one I think is the most important because it's in the greatest city in the land, PAX Unplugged.
Yeah. No. Origins. Actually, Origins got me sick.
Okay.
Origins got me sick. Gen Con, I refuse to step foot in Indiana just because of how disgraceful the place is. There's nothing around besides land. I don't want to see just land.
Yeah,
I'm in a
well,
city, you know?
if you take an airplane there and you go to Indianapolis, you get to pass a lot of like burnt down
Yeah,
buildings and stuff. So it's
yeah.
not just
But that's
land.
only one spot. Like, that's only one spot.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a wreck. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but like as people know, like the Horsemen are going to be at Gen Con.
Good for them.
Yeah, with their red cards and their stops that stops and all this crap. Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
good for them.
all right.
I still run over them.
Yeah.
I challenged them before. As a matter of fact, funny story. After I beat Sammy Callahan, Corey Pitney was sitting across from me. He's like, "Dude, I just thought you were all hype until I saw it for myself, and you made me a believer." Like, that's all I could do, man.
There you go.
So,
All right. So Candyman would like to know who has what it takes to beat Press 1P.
who has what it takes to beat Press 1P?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, me.
Do you think you could beat him in this?
But here's the thing: I'll never get another shot, and I'm cool with that. I am perfectly fine with that because I'm the only person in this game who beat a real wrestler for a world title. So I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. And with the way TJ Marconi plays, that'll probably be true forever.
Marconi's not even on my level. I've beaten him so many times and ain't even funny.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's the one
Yeah.
pro wrestler that plays the game fairly often, and he's not good enough
I
to
will
win
say
that
this
title.
about Marconi, though. I will say this. From playing him when I played him at the Grand Gathering, the very first one,
Mm-hmm.
he's become one hell of a player.
Oh yeah,
I will say that about him.
He has learned how to pass and bury. I heard.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean, it helps.
but Shady Jeff, in this day and age of Super Show, in the online era, as it's been called, do you really think that you can still hang? Like,
Me?
it's one thing for in-person Super Show. It's a completely
I'll
other thing.
I'll be honest with you. And I've said this before many times. And I'll go on record again. Face to face, no issue whatsoever. When I'm playing house to house, my record is as good as the Baltimore Orioles right now.
Okay.
Plain and simple. I completely suck when it comes from house to house. And I have no problem admitting that.
It's fair. A completely different beast.
Yeah, well, everybody's afraid of, stuff and all that's going on right now and all. So, that's why we all adapted to an online community. And like I said before, if it wasn't for me and Giggles, there would be no online event or online league. But,
All right. I mean, one good thing though is in-person play is starting to get a resurgence again, especially locally and whatnot. I mean,
and with all the conventions happening,
hey, there's a second tournament locally coming up this weekend.
Yeah, speaking of locally, I will be seeing you this Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no question.
I'm hoping this one goes as well as the last one did.
Yeah, me too. And then I'll make sure that I have all 30 cards this time.
There we go.
Definitely would help. I think that's the first thing about making a deck work is having all the cards.
Having
but,
all 30 cards, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pulled a Chris Pagillo where, he thinks he has everything ready and all. He shows up and he completely flops and notices he's one card short or has two cards in a spot where he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
But, same deal.
It happens.
It does. It definitely happens.
Yeah, first time it happened to me, it's gonna be the only time too.
Well, that's the best way to do it. All right. So Candyman has a question for you, Jeff. Who do you
What up?
think is the leader of the line?
Of the line, that's hold the line. I mean, there would be no line if it wasn't for hold the line. Come on now.
Oh man, he was like the 4th-round draft pick on joining the Fed, but on the faction, but still,
I mean,
he's
there
not
was
he's not even
no
OG.
line.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, that's because we want people to focus on him and not our better players.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
You got to put someone out there to have a target on them.
He has
Yeah,
one of the biggest targets
and
now.
when you're smart, you make sure you don't put the target on the actual leader.
Right.
Like I hear Mark Perry's actually the leader of Impact, and people just don't know. You've heard it here first, folks. Mark Perry is the leader of Impact.
Well, that didn't take long for John P to lose his spot, did it?
Yeah. Well, John P's just a figurehead, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
So he all right. All right. So obviously you're not looking for or expecting to have title shots in the future for the L.F.F level.
No, honestly, I don't want them.
Yeah.
I really, really don't want them.
I
My time came and my time came and went.
Yeah.
Nobody, you've seen plenty of people, even John P. Nobody was able to do what I did. Nobody was able to show up at every single event, no matter how small or how big it was, and go, you have something to say it to me now. Nobody has done that.
So looking forward into your future in the L.F.F wide, is there any like people you want to work storylines with, or just build like feuds with, or you just want to focus on going places, dominating, and going home?
Well, no, like I say, my time came and went. It's time for it's time for Boy Bomb to step up now.
Wait, Bob.
I can only show him what to do. He's got to do the rest. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely, and he was a fun person to play at that last tournament. Unfortunately, he's going to be missing this one. So looks good for me.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Although I am going to be there though.
Yeah.
So, By the way, you know what the buy-in is?
No clue.
Yeah.
I assume it's $10 again, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I already told everybody in the chat I'm already like $1 in the Everett because he's holding me some cards. So what's another $40 for entry fees?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
It's gonna break me.
I'll pay for it with my winnings from the last one.
Exactly.
Oh man. Yeah. See, I got to be humble here. Yeah. No.
Very humble.
Very humble. Definitely very humble. I'm the humblest of humbles. I mean, who doesn't know that? All right. So we've talked about how you got into the game, what you're looking at on the future. I should ask the people in the Zoom if they have any questions. I know sometimes people would like to raise their hand and ask questions.
We did miss one from the buddy building,
Oh,
friends.
sure, we can go back to that one. And
Woolsey the wolf or Huskus the cow?
Yeah, which one of them do you prefer?
Honestly, I'm not familiar with either one. So
No one is.
Yeah, I have no.
Have you ever seen the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and how he has puppets? Well, it's like them, but different animals. Like the one he has the same name because it's Huskus the cow, so I'm sure he eats a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, I really don't. Honestly, since I've been gone and all, I really don't pay attention to much except for my locals.
Yeah.
And that's what I really focus on now, are locals, because it's more fun. It's more around my people and all. Not just trying to impress others who I'm only going to see X amount of times. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, I got you. All right. So the Nightmare King has a question for you. So if you would like to.
For the record, I stopped watching his unboxings, so I don't have an opinion on his unboxing videos anymore. So, if that's the question.
It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm not asking you for any of that.
Yeah.
Can you lower his hand for me?
Yeah,
since you're the host, because I can't adjust my screens while it's up. There we go.
All right, so my original question would be, for everyone else, but I got a special one for you, though, Mr.
Yeah, what's
Shady
up?
Jeff.
What's up?
If you were in WWE and you were able to go after a singles title, can be from Raw or SmackDown or NXT, which title will you go after and who will you go after? Majority meaning which title. It depends on which wrestler has the title. So who will you go after?
So,
And who would you
well,
start
let me
with?
ask you: can it be? Is it like right now on who holds the titles right now, or can it be anybody at all?
Basically, right now as we speak.
So right now, as we speak, if I could go after any title, which one would it be? You know what? I'm gonna say neither of them because I refuse to work for Vince because I don't like the way he runs stuff.
Okay, well, I might have a secondary question for you.
Oh,
Normally, I would give people one question, but at random, I give two questions. So you answered that one. My secondary question: when you go to PAX Unplugged, which is on December, I'll be there as well. Who are you going to be using for PAX Unplugged if you get into?
You're gonna have to find out. Like
He
everybody else.
wants the cheat sheets.
He's trying
right
to get
here.
3 months to deck tech against them. Come on,
There
man.
we go.
No, this is meant for anyone out there who's going to go up against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? You're gonna have to find out just like everybody else does.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
I will let you in on a secret, okay?
Okay.
I gotta talk to the bosses first, okay? But here's a secret I'm gonna let you in. If they allow it, I want to be the first player ever to where you have to sign a waiver to face me.
Oh, waiver to face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want SRG responsible for anything that I do anymore.
Okay. Well, thanks for the questions. And
Nightmare King, do you think you'd signed a waiver to face him?
I will get back to that in due time if it happens. If it happens.
If it happens. All right. Well, thank you for your questions.
No problem.
Though I do like the idea of Bully Bomb has a question, but I do like the idea
Yes,
of
he
you
does.
letting us know your competitor 3 months ahead of time so we can build decks better against it.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a great
Everyone
idea.
should give their information better.
I'm just going to play Harlequin Queen if anyone wants to know, so you can all deck tech against Harlequin Queen if you like.
Yeah,
Boss would love that.
I think, you know what? I think I'll
crap.
be nice. I'm going to use Rainbow Girl come PAX Unplugged.
All right. Bully Bomb had his hand raised, and then he lowered it, so I don't know.
I lowered it immediately because we already saw it.
Yeah, so I don't know if he wants to actually ask a question or...
Oh, yeah, I'm going to ask my question.
Oh, okay.
Yo, what up?
What's up, sir? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Real quick, Foxworth. You understand me?
This guy.
Like, my hand went down. Now, Mr. Shady Jeff here.
Yes.
If you had one match that you could sit front row in and watch until the day you die, what match would it be?
I'm assuming this is any match at all whatsoever, and I'm on my deathbed and I know exactly when I'm going to die, correct?
Your favorite match you could sit there and watch on your deathbed. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sean, Iron Man, WrestleMania 12. No brainer.
Good job. Like that idea, too.
Thank you. And same with you, where you can watch Bruno versus Backlund left and right over and over again.
Yes, sir.
See?
Yeah, I mean, Bruno's a solid choice.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I was expecting these questions to be harder from people. Like, who would I choose if I actually saw this in person, Walter or Bruno Sammartino? I was expecting hard questions like that.
That's not
These
a
are
hard
pretty
question.
easy.
That's Bruno.
I mean, for us, yes, but for modern day wrestlers who only know about Walter and seen Walter,
yeah, I mean,
you kind of get my drift.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's those people that think like they talk about, oh, look at all the things that all the times Hulk Hogan went to Madison Square Garden, and like, you know how many times Bruno sold that place out? Dude was
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah, and Hogan sold out absolutely, but I guarantee he wasn't having the best matches, not with the Bulldogs and the Hearts on there.
Oh well, I mean, he's never
You know?
Hogan's never had a good match outside Japan, and even in
This
Japan
is
he
very
was,
true.
and even in Japan he wasn't the greatest. So what can you
Well,
do?
I mean, in my opinion, Muda had to carry him for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hogan. He was not. He wasn't one known to be a worker. Definitely
True.
one of the worst workers.
No, like New Jack said, God bless him. He was paid to do a promo and drop a leg.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and he was paid well for it.
Absolutely, he was.
And if he never shows up ever again, I'll be even happier. Or if like people stop like pretending to do Hulk Hogan cosplay during their matches, like that Hammerstone does.
That'll never happen.
Dude's trying so hard to be Hulk Hogan, and I don't know if this is the era where you want to come off as being Hulk Hogan.
No.
Now, I want to address something because the
Sure.
last time I did a show like this, somebody had, said, "What is this, New Jack 2 or something like that?"
Okay.
Let me just clear the air, okay? I pretty much pay homage to him, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. I could, actually have a scaffold match on top of like a building and throw somebody off of it, and all. I still would not compare to anything on what New Jack has done. Just for the record.
That's fair. I mean, come on, man. People underestimate New Jack as a. I mean, everyone focuses on all the notorious shit, but like, the guy knew how to handle his business.
Right. Absolutely.
He also knew how to make himself look like the baddest person there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had his gimmick. He marketed it well. And he lived it to an extent. But like, the
Right.
dude, but when he was on TV, everyone watched because you wanted to see
Yeah.
what the fuck he was gonna do. And
Absolutely.
what more do you want from a wrestler than to have everyone watch it just to see what the fuck you're gonna do?
This
And,
is fair enough.
and without New Jack, you probably wouldn't have the places like CCW or GCW doing what they are today without New Jack like letting the inroads into America the way he did. And
absolutely. However, with that stuff, I still say it originated over in Japan with the hardcore Japan wrestling.
yeah.
I mean, it did, and like
Yeah.
FMW and things like that. But like New Jack was the one in the U.S. that kind of made it like normal. Like
he's the one who pretty much pushed it mainstream because the ECW platform. I understand completely.
Yeah. So I mean.
Yep. In fact, I've said this many times that if it wasn't for ECW, there would be no Attitude Era.
There wouldn't have been. No, that's absolutely true. Yeah. I mean, obviously, to me, you're preaching to the choir about ECW because living in Philly, grew up with it and whatnot. Well, I didn't grow up with it; I was a teenager, but yeah, yeah.
Ed is agreeing with everything being said here.
Yeah, I mean, like ECW, and the thing is, ECW is also the one that normalized indie work rates as on a television show, rather than just the Hulk Hogan type work rates and things like that. Like Tajiri and Little Guido and Super Crazy, like the three of them going around in their triple threat matches or one-on-ones, and before you get into Jerry Lynn and RVD,
Super
but
Crazy and Tajiri alone, those two tore it up wherever they were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, my God, they were way ahead of their time.
Yeah, and that's after ECW had in Mysterio and Guerrero and all them to do it before that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, in my opinion, the ECW arena, now called 2300 Arena or whatever it's called now, the arena,
2300.
That building got to see Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero 2 out of 3 falls, which in my opinion was the best match that building's ever seen.
That's fair.
Easily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably people who would point out some of the Ring of Honor error in there for working matches.
No comparisons. No comparison. You could throw CM Punk and American Dragon in there. You can throw Samoa Joe and American Dragon.
I mean,
you
I
know,
wouldn't.
CM Punk and Samoa Joe in that building, it still did not compare to Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, despite what people think of CM Punk, he isn't the best indie worker out there anyway. Or he wasn't in Ring of Honor. What he set him apart was his ability to get over with a mic as well as in the ring. He was a solid worker, but he wasn't like
Which
an epic worker.
which Mike's skill in this day and age is much more important than actual wrestling, which is a little sad.
It depends on where
Yeah.
you are to some extent too.
Although I will tell you, I think MJF is, you know, a star in the making. That guy is incredible.
Oh yeah, he's a solid worker and he's great on the mic. He's not Eddie Kingston, but he's good on the mic.
And his placement in the card is perfect for what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, yep, definitely. He. I mean, the problem is right now when you have a heel champion, you can't really get MGF into that level, the main event level. But
Right.
eventually,
you
when
also-
that switches out, it'll be fine.
Yeah, the main event scene there is just way too packed right now. It's better to have the mid card with all these fun storylines that they can do.
I don't know. It's oddly packed main event.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they keep packing like more people into it from the outside and less people from that they were developing.
Yep.
But I mean, MJF is going to shine more after Adam Page comes back, wins the title, and they need someone to feud him with.
Yep.
Because Adam Page versus MJF will be a solid feud when that eventually happens, and you know it has to happen. Like that's one of those things.
Well, it should happen. We'll see if
Yeah.
it does.
Well, I think the feud that we're going to be seeing, and it's going to shock the hell out of everybody, is, you know, solely MJF versus Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen them feud, you know, when it's, you know, Pinnacle and Inner Circle and all.
Yeah.
When it's by themselves and all, I think we're going to see something out of them guys that we haven't seen yet, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. No, and I agree. I think though when you do something like that it's MJF should be the one that comes out of that type of feud as a winner.
Right.
But, you know. All right, so we got about 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, about a half hour left in the show. We didn't time that wrong. So, folks, if you got questions, please push them through to the Twitch or to the Zoom if you got them.
Yeah, by all means, ask anything you want.
All right.
I really don't care what it is.
Yeah. All right, Paul, how about you? Do you got any questions?
Well, I have a question just because I don't exactly know the situation. Once again, I'm one of the newer players. I wasn't there to see your reigns, but
right.
As far as I know, you're one of the only champions, the only one to hold the heavyweight title and to not get pinned and lose it.
This is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, this happened in Origins. I was against King Pink and all, and no sleep. I didn't eat or drink anything. I was just focused on, you know, playing and playing and playing. I had a match before Eddie Fury. I had a match with Eddie Fury before my match with King Pink and all. I go in to face Pink, and I mean, it was just me not taking care of myself, honestly. Me not taking care of myself. I was dehydrated, and a lot of other stuff happened. So EMTs came in to check on me and all, and I refused medical treatment. Because I wanted to go back and play them. You know, I didn't care if I lost or won, honestly. I just wanted to play them. That's why I refused medical treatment. But in all honesty, if I knew what would have happened, you know, if I knew that me staying there wouldn't have changed a damn thing, my ass would have been on that ambulance trying to figure out what the hell happened to me. But I figured I'd, you know, do the right thing, stick around and face Pink. Actually, they had said, you know, in good conscience, they couldn't put me in another match since that medical emergency. So it sucks for everybody involved and all. I thought I was doing the right thing by sticking around. Obviously, I didn't do the right thing. I should have went in the ambulance. As a matter of fact, when I got home and I saw my doctor and all, they told me my cholesterol level is very, very high. I'm borderline diabetic, and my weight gaining is absolutely. I'm just pretty much. It's a whole big mess. It's a whole big mess right now for me. And this happened after Origins, and I'm still battling this stuff now because now I am I could potentially have really bad sleep apnea. I'm waiting for my doctors to get back to me so I can actually see what's going on with me health wise. But as I told everybody, as long as I'm still breathing and all, I'm showing up to events and I'm playing. I'll just bring water with me. Can't
Stay
bring beer with
hydrated.
me. Can't bring beer with me because I don't know how the places will take with me drinking there, but I will definitely bring some water. Dog, will you get your head back in here?
Sleep
Stop.
apnea is definitely no joke, so I definitely something to try to figure out sooner rather than later. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, no, I am. I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends who are very, very concerned
Yeah.
about my health right now and all. They sometimes, we'll be hanging out and all, and I'll just start gasping for air. They're like, dude, are you all right? Like, yeah, just get me a bottle of water, you know.
All right. So, on a lighter note, Evil Ed would like to know how you got the name Shady Jeff.
They named me at PAX. The very first PAX event that I went to, I show up using Ariel lipstick and all. However, it's the way I showed up where I got the name. So nobody knew me there at all whatsoever. Not a single soul. The two people who were there, I eliminated from the event. So they up and left.
Okay.
So I was there by myself. I put the hoodie on, I put the hat on, I put the glasses on, I put the hood up, and I'm just sitting at the end of a table quietly beating people. And I go to see them just like, you line them up, I'll knock them down for you. Just keep them coming. I only lost one match that event, and that was to Loudmouth Leo. And then I redeemed myself by destroying his Sammy deck.
Okay.
So that's how I got in the title picture, is because I beat Loudmouth Leo. Me and him were in the finals.
Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, and see, I just assumed it was just a normal Philadelphia nickname because
No, they actually named me because they're like, dude, this guy's real. This guy's like shady as hell. Like, well, so what do you want to be called? I'm just like, well, I use, the unpredictable Jeff Reilly in the one wrestling thing I used to do. And they're like, well, you're shady. And then like somebody's just like Shady Jeff. That's it. And I just add the unpredictable Shady Jeff to it. And that's how it stuck. They actually named me.
Yeah.
All because of a hoodie, a hat, and sunglasses.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Shady again sounds like a normal nickname in Philadelphia. So like,
Mhm.
just one of those things. Like, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another question off of that a little bit now.
What up?
What do you think about the way that they're going about large convention tournaments now? They're saying that winning those convention tournaments no longer will get you title shots at the big titles.
Honestly, I take responsibility for that. And I'm going to explain why I take responsibility for that. So, in all seriousness, as much as I played the gimmick and all, it got too real for a lot of people. And I said things and did things to where people weren't sure if I was just playing at a gimmick or if I was serious. So for the company to protect themselves, they have to evaluate every single player now to make sure they can put them in a position to hold a title. So I take responsibility for it fully.
Okay. All right. So it looks like Bully Bum had his hand up again.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
we don't want to rush him. He'll take his time. He's a grower, not a shower. So we'll see.
Could have been his kid click the button for him.
You never know. We'll give him. He could be just fumbling around trying to hit it. Who knows? Uh, yeah, yeah. Let's rag on Bully. Yeah, I guess he really didn't have a question to ask. Either that, or he doesn't know how to unmute. One of the two. Either way, we're probably better off for it.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait for a minute. Hold
And
on.
of course.
Yeah,
Whoa. Wait for
Oh,
me. I haven't heard that in years.
all right. Like I said, this is totally off character, the bully bomb thing.
All right. What's up?
We knew each other for so long. You got me into the game.
Right.
Now I'm going to say this. When you sit down and play anybody like in locals, anyone you played, who was like the best time you had playing? Like anybody when you played a local?
That would be Lou. So me and Lou played a local event, and he used Sammy Callahan. I used CSJ, and everybody's still in crowd meter 0. Me and him got up to crowd meter 3. We were done before everybody else was done. It was one of my favorite matches that I've ever played at a locals event. I lost, but it was still one of my favorite matches I've ever played in an event.
All right. Yeah, getting that high that quick is always what means it was with a fun back and forth match rather than a stomp in either direction. So makes sense. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I mean we were going so fast. It was ridiculous. I had to take a breather. I had to step outside and take a breather after the match.
Well, I mean, you probably finished with enough time though to have plenty of time to do it, so that's
That's
always
not
good.
a toy. That's not a toy. For those of you who are wondering why I keep looking down and talking to something, I am talking to this thing.
It's a
This
puppy.
is a dog called Princess. We just rescued her this past weekend. She was living her life locked up in a crate, and now she doesn't have that situation anymore. She has free roam of the house, food, water, clean puppy and all. So it was worth it.
Oh yeah. Right. It's always good to show love to the animals because they show it back.
Absolutely. Actually, I almost got into some legal trouble because I asked the person, I'm just like, you know where the person is who did this to this animal? They're like, absolutely. I'm like, well, let me pack up a book bag real quick and go ahead and you show me where they're at and all. And they're like, no, dude, you can't do that. Just relax and all.
Yeah.
It'll be taken care of. But yeah, it wasn't going to turn out very well for them.
Yeah, which they probably deserved it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Seeing as you don't really want to be the title scene, but you have quite a few people like Bully Bomb, and you're working security for the Rack
Now,
Pack and stuff like that.
Don't get me wrong. If I want a title shot or I want a title, no matter what it is, I can easily get me one way or another. So don't get it twisted. I just, out of respect for the company and all, and where I am with my life and all, I'm completely fine where I'm at and all. I'm completely fine. So title picture is
So anyway, so the people underneath your umbrella, like Bully and the Rack Pack that you're giving, which one of them would you like to see get the a title shot next or first for them?
Well, with all due respect, and this has nothing to do with Bully Bombs, as a player or anything like that. I would like to see Candyman go up against John P. Honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of. I think she'd give him a hell of a fight.
Yeah, Bully needs some work because there's some things I want to teach him and all before he goes into the title picture and all. Because there's a couple things I want to teach him that I learned not just from playing in person but also playing online. So.
Yeah. And, one of those things is you really don't want to teach him everything, because you still have to play him locally.
Yeah.
And he no. I mean, locally, locally on camera, that's not going to be an issue. Come here, put that down.
Oh, poor Bully. Poor Bully.
Yeah, I mean, I can sit there and show him pretty much, everything he needs to know and all. I tell everybody this. 80-10-10 now. 80-10-10. 10% deck tech, 10% strategy, 80% dice roll. Or 80, 10-10. I'm an idiot. I have a train next to me, and I have a dog over here who keeps biting at stuff. So I'm kind of, not all there right now. I apologize.
I was literally
no
about to
problem.
ask which one you thought was most important, but apparently luck is definitely the most important for you.
Yeah, because you can have the best deck in the world. You can have the best strategy in the world. You have the best dice roll. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's true to a major extent too. Also, the thing is though, you just got to learn how to manipulate those dice rolls, right?
There we go.
I'm sure
Yep.
there's people who do that.
Yeah. What is your mindset on people saying that they can control how the dice rolls? Who, when you
I
say
believe it.
they're always gonna
No,
roll
I
this,
believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly.
do you
I
think
mean,
it's done in person, or is that only
no, it's
a
only
symptom of online?
actually, it's done both. See, I don't want to get in too much trouble because I pick up on things very well, and that's why I made the comment with Joseph Ritchie and all that I made, and deleted the video about it. But there's certain things that you can tell about somebody's gameplay, whether it's I'm trying to get around it without saying too much, and it's really, really hard for me to.
Oh, go
So-
ahead. This show's not on Super Show.
True, however, I don't want to ruin anybody's play experience or shy people away from the game, just because I have a theory that hasn't been proven yet. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Mhm.
Understandable. It is, and definitely when it comes to situations like this, I believe SRG prefers people to not make accusations unless they have proof. So
Exactly. And I don't have the proof. I can only say, listen, this is what I believe I saw. But even when I add that believe on there, that's still just my opinion and it's not a fact.
Yeah.
So, and besides, my whole job is not to turn people away from the game. I want to get people into
In
the
the
game.
game. Exactly.
That's why, come PAX and all, we decided to go ahead and instead of it being 1 day, 3 days. And for what you guys are wondering what the hell I'm talking about with this 1 day, 3 day thing, you have two options. One, show up at PAX and see for yourself, or two, watch on the discussion group or Twitch. And then you'll see exactly what I was talking about. Plain and simple.
Dropping some hints here.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend people pay attention to what happens at PAX, not just from the SRG official things, but to maybe local stuff.
I mean, I've been talking about it ever since I got the green light to come back and all.
Yeah.
All I've been talking about is how PAX, when PAX happens, the whole game's going to change yet again. And, it's going to change for me and you, Fox. It's going to change locally for both Holmes and Bluebell for an absolute fact. Not only is it going to change there, but it's also going to change the whole landscape and get people to look like, wow, do I really want to go up against Shady Jeff in Philly? Or do I just want to watch him and, see who's going to be a casualty and I'll just stay clear and watch. So,
Yeah.
But that whole waiver thing too, by the way, it's not, I don't want to give people the wrong idea where, we can go ahead and start throwing fists if people feel that way and all. That's not what it's about. Anybody can go in there, roll some dice, pick up some cards, play some cards, and win a match. Anybody can do that. It takes a special individual to push that differently to turn into a story. Just that piece of paper, you're telling a story. Because that piece of paper means you're determined to face me for reasons you have that you can discuss either in a promo or in person.
And people definitely need promo work.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially Daydream Prince. He could use it.
oof.
Because I've
Daydream
been
Prince.
calling his punk ass out ever since I heard that he had a problem with me. And Yet when I was at a Highlander, he was sitting across from me. He was just like, I'll face you at a later time. Well, I said it once and I'll say it again. Later might come and go for you. And someday may never come. Just keep that in mind. Okay, Daydream Prince, keep that in mind.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
he doesn't.
shows what kind of person.
He does not know if he's willing to sign the waiver yet. So you know,
Mhm.
you gotta wait.
Oh, this was even before I mentioned the waiver, though. We were sitting across each other from Highlander. I was just like, do you really want to do this?
Well, maybe he
And
got
you were
the.
just like, at a later time.
Well, you know, maybe he didn't see it in. I mean, and to be fair, let's be honest. He's not really a daydream. He's the Nightmare King because he takes away bad nightmares from people.
Allegedly.
In my opinion, I listen to him and I start daydreaming. So
Okay, well, so the advantage to there is he's not putting you to sleep because technically it's a daydream. I don't know.
exactly.
So it's not.
Yeah, whatever he's doing, he needs to work on it.
I mean,
Because it sure as hell ain't bothering me one bit.
I'm waiting for him to raise his hand for an interjection.
No, he doesn't have anything to say. So like, what is it? I'm trying to think of the. A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep, and apparently I'm wrong. So yeah, he's raising his hand. So yeah. All right.
Hold up. Wait,
Oh.
what did I just hear? I just came upstairs and I heard someone say the Nightmare King is giving people, taking away bad dreams and all, which that's honest and that's true.
Yeah.
But I'm not a daydream king. Come on now. I'm not a daydream.
Daydream Prince. Let's quote him accurately
He
here.
brought you down a level.
Yeah, he drops you down. Like you're a Daydream Prince is what the claim is.
Nah, I'm just a Nightmare King, but there will be someone, there will be someone soon be making words, more or less.
Well, so obviously there's a bit of a beef here. Are you willing to go 1-on-1 with the Shady Jeff?
Hmm.
We got you on
Like I
camera.
said, it will come around all in due time. It will come around all in due time.
Like I said, and I'm telling you right now, time's gonna run out. I've looked at it this way. You've had many chances to say yes, and you keep saying no. So you missed the
Listen,
boat,
man.
and now you're
Listen.
gonna have to play me on my time.
Well,
Listen, man.
are both of you going to be at Highlander on October 23rd for their creative competitor event?
I will not be. No, I mean my
There's
birthday.
a slim
My birthday's
chance
a couple days
slim
before that
Well,
event. So I'm
chance
gonna be celebrating.
I think both of them are going to be at PAX, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to probably be at PAX, yes, but I might be busy because I might have my girlfriend with me.
You know what I mean? I mean, point taken.
Well, so here's the thing. Shady Jeff is going to be available all of PAX Unplugged for you. He's going to be probably in every Top Cut in every tournament. So he'll see you in Top Cut if you can make him.
And
if
you
not,
have to sign a waiver otherwise.
And if not, he'll be there for you. So I mean, it's really on you because he doesn't see he seems willing to face you, Nightmare King. So I guess
Like you will get my answer. You will get my answer.
Like the chat is saying, either you put up or you shut up, and Shady Jeff is willing to put up. So he doesn't need to shut up.
Okay, well, like I said, I will give him my straight answer when the time is right. And when the time is right,
hold up. Yo, Daydream Prince, let me make something clear to you, okay?
Wait,
I'll tell you what I'll do for you.
It's Nightmare King.
What I'll do for you.
Nightmare King, get it correct.
I will grab 2 sealed Mr. Ray boxes. You beat me, they're yours.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Time you name the place.
That
Wait,
is.
what? Wait, what are you?
Yeah, put up or shut up, dude.
He's saying that he will put up
Ray boxes.
2 Mr. Ray boxes,
off the bat.
$120 value if you can beat him.
Mr. Ray boxes.
Yeah. Mystery
2
boxes.
of them.
Yeah.
Not 1, 2.
Yeah, they're just called mystery boxes these days, but yeah.
But yeah,
But he's
he's
old
putting
school.
that up if you will face him and if you can beat him.
If you can beat him, that's $120 retail value.
The challenge has been
Well,
placed.
technically, he witnessed himself when he was at Highlanders that me and Candyman defeated Prince Buttles.
No one
Right.
cares
So
about
I'm
Prince
not
Butters.
This has nothing to do with Candyman,
Well,
dude.
This is Shady
Nothing to do
Jeff
with me and
versus
you.
the Nightmare
Okay.
King.
Yeah, you're not.
Is it happening?
I'll give him my
Oh.
answer in next
Guess what,
in the
dude? You
next
missed
few
the boat.
weeks.
You missed the boat. I'm done with you.
All
Get
right.
to the back of the line where you belong.
All right, man. If things change, then it
Nothing's
might
changing.
be possible.
Nothing's changing.
All
I'll
right.
tell you what is going to change, though. You going from 2 to 4 to 1 and 4 at best. That's what's going to change. You show up at Highlander, I'm going to make sure that you go 1 and 4 somehow, some way. Mark my words. I'll give you one win. because
If I
everybody
go,
deserves one.
that's only if I go.
Oh yeah, I mean
So, no,
definitely.
yeah.
Go, don't
Just
go,
remember
it's up
though,
to
you lose all the matches you don't show up for.
Exactly.
Man, I tell you what, save your money and do another unboxing video. Stick with those. You're pretty good at those.
All right.
Hmm.
And
something's gonna come to you very soon.
All right. Well, we got another question
We'll
from
catch
Bully
y'all
Bomb.
soon.
So why don't we
Next.
All right,
proceed
what's
to the
up,
Bully
boy?
Bomb?
We got 4 minutes. What's up?
This ain't, hold on, whoa, hold on. This ain't no question. Hold on, this ain't no question. Listen, my narrative King has been called out by multiple people. He doesn't show up. He doesn't show any action. Listen, you're gonna call out one of my friends, one of my boys, Nightmare King. You're not scary, bro. You're not.
I'll tell you, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll put up one Ray box. I'll tell you what. Except
Your
Bully
name's
Bomb
the
challenge. I'll put up one Ray box for you. Nightmare Prince or whatever you want to call yourself, Daydream Prince.
If he can beat the
What do you-
Bully
what do you
Bomb,
say? What do you say?
well, let's not make him have to
Yeah.
answer now. He can answer on a promo on the forums.
we
you know?
got 5 minutes left in the show.
No, but I mean, he runs his mouth about facing this person and that person. Now he's going to beat this person and that person. He's got one of the absolute most dangerous players that the L.F.F. or SRG rather has ever seen coming to his front door,
Former world
begging
champion.
for a match,
Yeah.
giving him 2 Ray boxes, and he's denying it.
Yeah, I mean there is something to say when a former L.F.F. World Heavyweight Champion, a man who humbled Sami Callihan, and you don't want to face him when beating him could teleport you to the top of the card.
Yeah.
I mean,
This could be his biggest match
it could
given
have been
to him on a silver platter because he pissed off one of the best players in the game.
with a huge prize.
Thank
I
you.
mean, especially with no buy into it, you just I gotta play it for I mean, I thought that would have been a
Guaranteed,
no-brainer.
Fox, if you were in that predicament, you'd say, "You tell me the time, you tell me the place, and I will show up."
Dude,
Guaranteed.
I mean, I would have done it before the $120 worth of prizes was offered.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Just because
I mean, it's
I like playing
it's
the
a
game.
type of match that you just don't turn down.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to do it. I mean, I don't see
I'm itching to play now. Thank goodness Dojo's coming on soon.
Yeah, I mean that's something. We need to get Shady Jeff on there as a dojo. I mean, it's online, but running the dojo that way, more cards go on sale.
There we go. We need that to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't do the dojo.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know my dojo.
Oh yeah, well, someone would have to be
never
funding
on
the
it.
bets for you. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely
Bro,
on the dojo.
I'd appreciate it, but I'd respectfully decline.
Yeah.
Because dojo's just not my thing. Reason being is because house to house, my record is the running, drizzling diarrhea poops.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You'd have better luck of watching the Orioles beat the Yankees than seeing me in the dojo.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people in Baltimore who are disappointed at that comment, but who cares because they live in Baltimore.
Exactly. Wire's been over for a few years, guys. You got nothing going on in Baltimore.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but poor
Not
Omar.
sorry.
Poor Omar.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was
Omar,
sad.
rest
to
in
see
peace,
that.
man.
Yeah, so 2 actually. Actually, there's a few that are gone. The one guy who was with Carcetti, he passed away. What the heck's his name? Prop Joe, he's gone too, and now Omar.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, let me just take the time to say thanks for inviting me on.
Hold on,
I
hold
hope
on.
I get to do
Before
this
we
again.
before we end the show, we
What's
since
up?
Christy's been on, we've done a question where the guest gets to ask the host each of the hosts a question. So you get
Yep.
to ask Paul a question and me a question, and we'll answer. And
Oh
then-
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you. Let me ask Paul first. Paul,
What's
let
up?
me ask you a question.
Mhm.
If I came to your front door and said straight up, "Here's two Mr. Ray boxes. You gonna play me? Yes or no?" Would you
Of
have
course.
sat down and
I would
you-
pull out the table. I would get the
Yeah.
camera set up. We would go live immediately, show it to everyone.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. You would probably pull up. You would pull up a flower pot, probably flip it over, and just be like, "Here's our table. You good with that?"
Anything you got to do to win.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And Fox, for you,
All right.
I know that you're a little busy against JVD this weekend.
Yep.
For the Underworld title.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. C for the world title. And the tournament.
Yeah. I was wondering, maybe you'd like a little taste of what's going to happen at PAX.
Oh.
Okay.
So maybe, just maybe, I got to bring a little goodies. Not this one, because you're booked. You got 2 matches plus an event.
Yeah.
Not this one. But maybe somewhere down the line, me and you might have to have a match one-on-one. Because I don't think I've ever played you one-on-one in person yet.
Not in person, no, we haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on different sides of the bracket in the bullets last time, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But-
hell,
oh, yeah,
if we play
definitely.
one-on-one this time and all cool, you know, at least we'll
Yeah.
get the feel of how each other play, you know?
I mean, the thing is, like, ended up, like, yeah, I know I have lots of matches to do, but, you know, if
Right.
bad luck befalls some of us in the tournament while other people are playing, we can always play for fun, too.
There you go.
I'm not going to run away from anyone. It's a game.
No, well, at least somebody won't.
I mean, I'm pretty heavy, too, so running's pretty hard. So it's not really worth the effort, but, you know.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even run anywhere anymore. I like walk fast / jog.
Yeah.
It's like the jog that Brett did on the side of the icy road during his WrestleMania training and all videos.
Okay.
That's kind of like me now.
So it makes sense. So yeah, we'll definitely have to. The only problem I have with like the booking down the road is I'm hoping to have 2 titles by the end of this weekend. So I'm gonna hopefully
There
be
we go.
bubble book every event.
I gotta be
That's
honest
the way
with
you do
you.
it.
I'm really hoping JVD wins the title. I'm really hoping he does.
I mean, he has a good competitor choice against the champion. Various versus Oni Man works out really well for Various, if
Mhm.
on
Yes.
paper. But you know,
Again,
I always
that's
got
on paper.
sauce. I always
Yeah,
got the sauce, baby.
Right, that's on paper.
Mhm.
However, it's what matters on how the dice are and
Yeah.
that construction, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
I mean,
this one I'm actually giving 50-50.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went into the last one with High Water versus Oni Man. It was a really good matchup for Oni Man, and the dice favored me. But you know, and I did have some pretty good tech for him. So don't
Yeah,
get me wrong,
'cause-
I got some stuff up my sleeve for him.
Nice.
we'll see.
Well, not the only reason, but one of the big reasons I'm pulling for him is not only did he get me in the game, but he's also, he's also been wanting an opportunity and all, and been begging for opportunity after opportunity. Well, hey, come here, get out of there. He's been begging for opportunity and opportunity. Now here's his opportunity. So I hope he cashes in on it, and I hope he wins the belt and he can actually, get a good run with it. He deserves it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, if he wasn't going up against me, I'd be rooting for him. But he's going up against me, and yeah, I'd rather keep the belt.
Okay.
Right, I understand.
So but one way or another, it's going to be fun. If I have to lose it to someone, he's not a bad choice to lose it to. So
right, absolutely. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the match just in general because I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
yeah, I mean, our finals match from the last event was a great match. That
Yeah,
went really
absolutely.
down to the wire. So we'll. I'm sure there'll be some magic in it.
Yep, absolutely.
All
All
right.
right. So, and
Yep.
by the way, I am back in the rack. That's what the pink bandana was for.
All right. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
So, absolutely.
Yep. And
Guys, thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it. And I hope to do it
yeah,
again
no problem,
someday.
man. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We don't have as many return guests often, but I'm sure at some point we're gonna run out of people and need to do it a little bit more often. But
I tell
maybe
you what, I'll be free after PAX after I win the event. So maybe we can talk
There we
about
go.
that.
yeah, it sounds like it could be a good idea. All right,
Okay,
folks. Thank you all for watching. Well, you were going to say something, Paul, before I went.
I was gonna ask, do you have the next person for next week?
We have to check schedules with the one because it was up in the air whether it's going to be next week or the week after. So,
Sounds good.
but yep. So no one to promote at the moment, and sometimes I like to surprise people the day before, or the day of, or I'm very. People might not realize this, but I'm absolutely horrible at scheduling. Like, if you want scheduling to get done, you talk to Christy or Angela. I am the worst.
There you go.
I think the only one worse than me is Schmidt because, like, no one ever gets back to him. I don't know why. Good guy. Anyway,
Mhm.
folks, we will catch you next week at the same time. Thank you for coming on, Jeff. It was a great episode.
Got it.
And it was good to learn back from one of the OGs of the title scenes.
Absolutely. Thanks
So,
for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
all right,
Mhm.
folks. And we'll catch
Be
you all
safe,
later
guys.
next
I'll
time.
see you this weekend.
Oh, yeah. See
Bye,
you this
guys.
weekend. Later.